Sometimes the Bible tells us things we don't want to hear, like when Jesus said to his disciples, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, for I have overcome the world." The part we don't want to hear is that we're still going to have trouble, even with Jesus. That's the reality. And the nice thing about James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4, which I'll read in just a moment, is that it doesn't pretend that things will be easy. It doesn't ignore the reality of a broken world. What it does instead is it takes the brokenness of our world and puts it in the context of Christ and what he's done and what he's doing in us. So listen to James 1, verses 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking in anything. And that's the word of the Lord. I like it and I don't like it. I like it because it says we're going to grow. I don't like it because it says we're going to face trials of many kinds. I don't want to hear that. Neither did the people who originally received this writing. The people in the first century were just like us in that they faced trials of many kinds. They had the same kind of problems we did. Maybe not quite as technologically advanced or anything like that, or complex perhaps, but the basic struggle of humanity has been real since Genesis chapter 3. So now here we are, followers of Jesus, and how do we understand these things? Well, the writer of James would say, listen, you're going to face tough stuff, whether you're being persecuted or whether you're just enduring difficulty in life. And it's those difficulties where you wonder where God is in all of it and why he didn't stop it or why he's not fixing it right away. You're going to experience things in life where God does not fix it right away. I have too. I bet you already have, and you and I probably will again. So what James would say is, oh no, you're going through a hard time. Well, ignore it and get through it and just put your head down and keep at it. No, James actually puts a strangely positive, hopeful spin on it. He says, consider it pure joy, which is about as good as things can get. Pure joy is a day at Cedar Point. You know, it's when you're a kid and you have a handful of cotton candy. You don't even care how sticky it's going to get. You're just so happy because you have this. James would say the same thing, not Paul. James would say the same thing. He would say, listen, this is actually really good. How in the world do you consider it pure joy when you face trials and temptations? It's like this. You don't get joy from the tough stuff. The tough stuff is the tough stuff. We don't like it. It's no fun. Jesus knows a thing or two about trials and difficulties as well. He's the guy on the cross after all. So you and I, we're going to face trials and temptations. The joy in that is found when you flip it on its head and you remember that God is with you in that and that his promises are true. So you have the presence of God in these trials and you have the promises of God, which reminds us that we will get through it. And we won't just get through it unscathed. We will be messed up by it and broken by it. It will wear us down in some ways, but in much better ways, it will make us stronger. That's why James says, listen, when you face trials of many kind, you're being tested. Your faith is being tested. In that, you're learning in those moments to trust God, his presence and his promise, even when it's not apparent in your experience. As you do that, you become stronger. You grow. And actually, this leads to maturity. We become complete, not lacking in anything. So you could almost take James chapter 1 verses 2 through 4 and say the way to grow is to in these trials continue to hold on to Jesus through all of it. And this is the great challenge that all of us face. And we will again. We have before, you may be right now, and you will again. The question is, will you get stronger because you're learning in those moments to trust God no matter what? It's easy to trust God when things are great. It's difficult to trust God when things are tough. Whatever the trial is today or the day upcoming, you can trust God. You can hold on to him. And as you do, this is flexing the muscles of your faith and actually making you stronger, making you more ultimately like Jesus, the one who doesn't just make the bad stuff go away, at least not now. He does something way better. He goes with us through it. And he says, I know. That's what it is to follow Jesus through trials, to actually become stronger in the process and therefore become more like Jesus. That's the challenge for today. I don't know what the day holds. You do, perhaps, at least what the next few minutes. Ultimately, we don't know. God knows. He'll be with you in all of it. That's his presence, and he will help you through. He will give you the power if you trust him. That's the promise. And that's RadCast.